professional. I won't break any sort of code. But yeah, I really love the fact that Jupiter is she's equally strong and equally feminine, and she taught me that they're not mutually exclusive. You don't have to eschew your female, your girliness, your love of pink and cooking and cute boys, and you don't have to get rid of that in order to be taken as serious and to be strong. Like, you can be just as serious. You can lift a grown man over your head and then bake him a cake. Like, I love that. But I think that goes for all the characters in Sailor Moon. I feel like every person in the cast has so many different facets to them. Like, they might have one where it's like, okay, Ray's pretty fiery up front, but then, then she also has her moments where she's really soft and protective, and she loves Usagi. Like, they all have such a duality to them, and I think that's why the show has endured for so long, and it speaks to them so deeply, because we see, even if we might not see ourselves in one of those traits, there's going to be a trait somewhere in everybody that you see yourself in.
Who would you say is like if you had to compare Jupiter with someone in the show?
Jupiter was someone in the show. On Tumblr, I've noticed a lot of people like Jupiter and Ami a lot. Which, I mean, that's cool. I don't know, I'm not as, because she needs somebody who's strong, and somebody who's, I don't know, I've done that before in my head, and then I always change it, because I used to be like, ooh, Nephrite, and then that didn't turn out so well, I guess. Sorry, spoilers.
Is that the one that was like, is that the one that was hinted at by the original?
Yeah, so as a kid, I was like, I saw that photo, I'm like, oh my gosh, like before I knew what shipping was, I'm like, I ship those two. I don't know, I personally really dig Rubius. I don't know what about those like tacky camo pants and the ginger hair, but he's sexy. Prince Diamond, those are all bad guys. Why am I pairing her with bad guys? I think I'm pairing myself with bad guys.
Reincarnation logic, you're a different person in the past.
Yes, and in the past, maybe I was a supervillain.
Well, and in Crystal, the Dark Knights are actually Prince and Nemesis.
Exactly, so...
Good guys and bad guys.
Yeah.
The Sailor Scouts, I think, are in Crystal, aren't they paired with the Knights?
Yeah, I suppose they hinted that for like 2 seconds. But yeah, I'll think on that. If I can think of a better pairing, I'll get back to you. Yes.
Okay, well, I am a really, really big fan of Danganronpa, and I want to ask if you can do an expression of Junko.
Like any?
Yeah, anything.
And like, do you want me to say anything in particular, or like, I'll do
just anything.
Like, I'm trying to think of like any sort of like bland text that'd be kind of funny if Junko.
Anything.
Who does Junko ship in Sailor Moon?
Oh, that would be too confusing. My brain would explode. I wish I remembered. Oh, history class, you're failing me. If I could do the like in like the. What is it, 407 years ago? That'd be amazing, but I don't remember past like the first 2 lines.
No one does.
Gettysburg Address. My brain is just melting. I'm like, the thing that Lincoln said. He had the hat. It was real big. Let's see, okay. No. Okay.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground was where I spent most of my days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, something, b-ball outside of the school, when a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. What was I? I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. You guys are moving with your auntie and your uncle to Bel Air.
Oh my God.
And then, like, Aaron does a couple of them. And then a whistle for a cab, right?
Yeah.
I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said dice, and there was fresh, I don't know things. Something about dice and fresh in the mirror, I don't know. Blah, 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 despair, 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 and now I'm the queen of Bel Air.
I thought I knew it better than I did. And then I didn't. So we haven't started S yet, but I imagine we're about to, because we're on the last episode I went in for, it was a couple weeks ago, but it was like, is it 88 or something? It's the one where it's like after R has ended and it's just the episode where they're like doing the voiceover, like the recap of like, this is what happened last season, this is what's gonna happen next season. So I'm excited because I really want to, I'm excited for S because you're right, like, for those of you who aren't familiar with Sailor Moon, there's a couple characters in the show where in the original English dub, it was kind of changed because they were like, this isn't appropriate for children, or they thought that's what they thought. And so Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune in the back they were cousins in the English dub, but in the Japanese they were lovers. And so it made me very uncomfortable because I'm like, I'm not that close with my cousins. Obviously, they cut certain things, but I was always curious, like, why they're like, cousin, I miss you, cousin. I'm like, just Skype her, I don't know. Yeah, I know they're definitely going to keep all that intact for S. Like, that's basically the point of doing the redub, is that the original, there's a lot of editing that they had to, or that they felt like they needed to do, and so this version doesn't change anything from the Japanese, except obviously we're saying things in English, but the music's the same, the animation, and this is classic. So there's the 1992 version of Sailor Moon that came out, the one that a lot of you might have grown up watching. I grew up watching it. So it's remastered and they're releasing it on DVD, and so we're doing that, and then we're also doing the reboot that came out this past year for Sailor Moon Crystal. So that's like kind of more of an abridged version of Sailor Moon. It follows the manga more closely, and they're definitely different shows. That's what I'm realizing. It's like even recording it, it's like you're almost approaching it as a completely different character because the tone is so different. So yeah, I don't know who they've cast yet. I don't know if they have cast anybody, but me and all the cast are really excited. And we keep talking to Charlene Ingram's like the marketing manager from Viz, and she runs the Sailor Moon official Twitter account. And so we're always like, Char, who's the cast? Because we're all excited. Like when we found out, we were at Katsucon when they announced who was going to be voicing all the villains for R, and who's going to be Chibiusa, and who's going to be Pluto. And Veronica Taylor, who is the voice of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, is going to be Sailor Pluto. So I'm like, I want to hear it. So it's cool being a fan of the show because I'm just as excited as the fans are to find out things. So at the con, they're like displaying the information on the screen, and I'm like, what? Oh my god, that's so cool! That's so cool! So you have to try like stay cool and be like, yep, I do that. Totally do that. So.